me. I spent I'm giving my Freddy Krueger thing another go, but I don't really like it very well. Kind of makes me a little claustrophobic. Well, I think I'm going to take it off. I don't really like it. Just put this on. This smells really good. It's got orange oil in it. It's Stella Neurolic Orange Oil Face Mask, made in Korea. Gee, aren't they all? So last week I did frugal tips on Thursday for Thrifty Thursday, and since I don't have anything else to do today, I thought I'd do a few more today. Or should we just chit chat and save those for Thursday? What do you think? See, how long do I have to leave this on for? How long do I have to talk? 20 to 30 minutes. Oh, that's a long time. I think I'll save those for Thursday. So I went out this morning. Luckily, I was going to church with my son and daughter-in-law in their truck, and I have a flat tire. Fun. So I tried to make an appointment with Discount Tire so I wouldn't have to wait as long. They didn't have any appointments till like Thursday afternoon, and I'm like, I'm not willing to be without my car the whole week, so I guess I'll just go and take my chances tomorrow morning. Well, I gotta call them and even make sure they're open. It's a holiday tomorrow. It's either Columbus Day or Indigenous People Day, depending on what you want to say. So probably be sitting there 2 or 3 hours. I imagine is all I need. Is the tire looks okay. There's a lot of construction going around. Unfortunately, all these tract homes are marching towards our little area of country that we're in. So I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure I probably picked up a nail. It's been a slow leak. I noticed it was low last week, but it wasn't that low, so I didn't think much of it. But then now it's flat. My grandson went out and blew it up for me, and we'll see if it lasts overnight or not. If it won't last overnight, it might not get me there. I might have to get the AAA or my son or somebody to change the tire for me, and then go to Discount Tire on my little donut thing. I hate driving on those things. They make me nervous because they're not really much of a real tire. Let's see what else is going on. Found a new doctor. I really like her. She spent, I said my other doctor, I don't know what's going on with that. He supposedly, when I called, they said he quit. But then I talked to other people that said, oh no, he's still there. But I called the office and they said he quit. But I talked to somebody else and they said, oh, I just saw him a couple weeks ago. So I don't know. But I gave up on him and I found somebody else. And I prefer a woman anyway. And for my first visit, they take a little bit longer. She spent an hour with me. You never see a doctor that'll take that time for you. It was the end of the day, so it might have been her last appointment, but still. Usually you're lucky if you get 10 minutes with them rushing in and out. So I think I'm going to like her. And I have my mammograms in November, and the same place that does mammograms does bone density tests. So she wants me to, when I get the mammogram, go ahead and get a bone density test. 2 times back when I had it, they said I had the bones of a 30-year-old because it's one plus of being overweight is your bones get stronger because they're carrying all this extra weight. But then last time I went, 3 or 4 years ago, they said I don't have osteo, what is it? I had osteopenia, not osteoarthritis or whatever that is. That's not it. I can't think of the name for it. It's osteo something. But anyway, I didn't have that. So let's hope I haven't progressed to worse, because I don't drink milk because it bothers my stomach, and I'm really bad about taking calcium. Calcium is one of those things, you have to take it a couple times a day because it only lasts in your system like maybe 4 hours. So you can't just take a whole bunch at once and say, okay, I've done my calcium for the day. It doesn't work that way. It dissipates out of your system really easily. So as your tip for the day, take your calcium, spread out across the day. But I'm really bad about, I take all my pills at night, and there's some I'm supposed to take in the morning, and I don't very often, but I'll throw the calcium in with the ones I'm supposed to take in the morning, and then take them again at night, and maybe that'll be enough. But I'm terrible about taking calcium. I mean, if it's an important pill, to me important, like, you know, blood pressure or something, then yeah, I'll make sure I take it. But vitamin-y kind of ones, I'm a little less good about those. I just throw them in the little pill holder with my important pills, so they get taken too. But if I gotta take it a couple times a day, I'm not going to be very good at remembering. I admit it. Alrighty, so let's see. Today is the 11th, so 12th is Tuesday, Friday. On Friday, our videos are going up for our thing. There's 4 of us who are doing it, and we are. I spent like a couple months picking out Pinterest fall outfits and putting them on a board. And there's 20 of them on there, and so there's 4 of us, and we're each going to pick 3 to recreate as best we can out of what's already in our closet. So we're not spending any money other than I'm doing a giveaway, and I don't know if everybody else is or not, but I think it'll be fun to watch and go check out and see if they're doing a giveaway. So check that out on Friday, and the giveaway will be on that last day for the giveaway on mine anyway is the 21st. So gives you a week or so to sign up for the giveaway. And then towards the end of the month, I think it's the 26th or 7th, I'll have to double check. I'm doing one where it's called Drugstore Makeup Collab, and they paired up, you know, A sending to B, sending to C, you know, we each send it to the person below us, and we are buying like drugstore type makeup, like e.l.f. and NYX, and, you know, not the expensive stuff, Maybelline, those kinds of ones. So we're buying $25 worth of makeup, send it to the other person, and then they have to make a look. So you'll get to see A, what they got, and B, what their look is, and C, if they're doing a giveaway, see what the giveaway is, unless it's a surprise. So, this smells so good. I can't, it's funny. A long time ago, I saw an ENT guy because, this is a nice little story for you. I had a really bad ear infection, and it hurt so bad. I had my daughter-in-law drive me to one of those emergency care places because I couldn't even drive. It hurt so bad. And so we go in, and they're like, and I gave them my information over the phone, and they're like, oh, well, we can't take that insurance. I can't remember if I had Medicare then or not. I think I did. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't even have Medicare yet. But anyway, they said, oh, well, we don't take that insurance. And I'm like, well, I am in such pain. I'll just pay. I don't care. And they're like, oh, well, you can't do that either. So I'm just like, so what am I supposed to do? And they're like, well, we can't see you. And I'm like, I talked to you guys over the phone before I came in. Why didn't you tell me all this stuff then? So we went another place that was like about 20 minutes away. And by the time I got there, my eardrum had ruptured. And that's probably why I have a little bit of trouble hearing. But anyway, so I ended up, because it took forever to get well, I ended up going to see an ENT. And I mentioned to him that I thought it was age-related, that I didn't smell things very well anymore unless they were a strong scent. And he said, oh, that's a myth. It's not age-related. People think it's age-related, but it can be one of, 3 or 4 things. And it was like a tumor in your brain or a tumor in your nose. Or he said, and this was way before COVID, he said, there's certain viruses that'll take away your sense of smell. So who knew? I knew that before y'all did. And he's like, since you don't have any of the other reasons, that's probably what happened to you. Sometime you just didn't even realize it. So I was in before losing your sense of smell was in. So it has to be like a strong scent. So I can smell this, but a lot of times I can't smell stuff very well. Which then, if you can't smell it very well, you can't taste it very well either, which kind of stinks. But my dad had, he was deaf in one ear, and it affected all this, and he couldn't taste anything hardly either. So he liked really salty stuff or really sweet stuff or stuff with texture. Like as a kid, we always had ice cream in the house, which back in the day, back when I was a kid in the 50s, that was unusual to have ice cream in the home very often. But that was my dad's treat that he liked because at least he could do the texture of it, even if he couldn't taste it. So ice cream's never been a really treat for me like it was a lot of people growing up. It was a big treat because you didn't get it very often. Oh, I forgot to look at, I always do that. I forgot to look at what time I started, and then it's like right there on my phone. What can I say? It says 20 minutes, but I don't think I'm going to last chit-chatting for 20 minutes. What else can I talk about? I found my grandson, he loves anime, so he likes all things Japanese because, anime is Japanese. He's learning a little bit of Japanese, and I told him I thought I still had it, and I did actually still have it. I had this map that's like this big of the Tokyo train system, all the different stops on all the different lines. It's really beat up, got stains on it and ripped, and because it's like 50 years old. But he wants to get a big frame for it and frame it and put it in his room. On the other side of it, it's got the streets and buildings of Tokyo, but he likes the train part is interesting to him, so he wants to frame that and put it in his room. Some of you probably my newer people didn't know I used to live in Japan. I lived there for 4 years, like Vietnam War years, 68 to 72. My oldest son was born there. He just turned 50, so I was there 50 years ago because he was born there. So I don't know what got us talking about it, but I'm like, I think I still have that map. So I went and dug it out and showed it to him, and then I put it back where it was so that it didn't get all ruined before he gets around to framing it. But it's going to take a big frame, so it's not going to be cheap to frame because it's probably 11 by 14 or 14 by 20 or something like that. It's pretty big because, Japan has, they were the first ones that had what they called the bullet train, those super speed ones that would go the distance of Japan. I mean, usually the ones I would ride would be just a regular commuter train, and they had these guys, they had white gloves on, and their job, they'd stand out on the platform, and their job was to shove people in so the doors would shut. It would get so crowded, they'd just like, get in there, and then the doors would close. And what made me mad was Japanese men, I don't know if they're still that way, but they were back then. They would sit down and they wouldn't stand up for a woman or even a pregnant woman, nothing, a little old lady, none of that. They'd just sit there. So one time this big old pregnant woman, I could tell she was about ready to fall down, and so I don't speak very much Japanese, but I made it very clear that somebody was going to get up and give her their seat. And somebody did. Just crazy round eye. They call them, round eyes because our eyes aren't as slanted as theirs are. My husband had red hair, red beard and all that, and he was gone a lot. And when my baby was born, this bridge part of his nose was flat, and it made him look, he had dark brown eyes like I do, and the bridge of his nose was flat, and it made him look like they were slanted a little bit, and I got a bunch of razzing from people because, red-haired husband and slanty-eyed baby. Yeah, he was all mine, but, people teased us big time about that. This has been 15 minutes. It says 20. What else can we chit-chat about? I found in Walmart of all places, I found this whole little section of the freezer where they have three kinds of gluten-free pot stickers: chicken, pork, and veggie. They had gluten-free egg rolls, and they had gluten-free pierogies, and plus 5 or 6 other different, like, snacky kind of gluten-free stuff. And I'm like, score, because you could never find that kind of gluten-free stuff. So, especially at Walmart of all places. So I was shocked, but I was a happy camper, so I got a bunch of them and shoved them in my freezer. So I haven't had pierogies in like a billion years, like 30 years probably. So I'm going to try making them. It says either boil them or fry them, and I think I'm going to fry them in a little oil and butter. I think they'd be better a little crispy than they would be kind of like potato pancakes. I make potato pancakes a lot, and I think the pierogies are going to be similar to that. Well, I think I've bored you enough. So come back Friday and see which outfits I decided to recreate. I got a notification my Wee Blessings is on the way. It's supposed to be here Tuesday, so you should be able to see that soon. I looked at it and it sounds like some good stuff. It's like 1 pair of leggings and like 6 tops, because I peeked, but you can't see pictures. They just describe it like Karen Scott button-down sweater or something like that, so you don't really know what it's going to look like till you get it. I hope if it's a button front sweater, it's like stylish big buttons, not that old-fashioned cardigan with the little teeny buttons, the kind I mean. Those are like so out. So I'm hoping it's not that. Alrighty, well, my hair's still soaking wet because I just took a shower. I will talk to you all soon. Hello, puppies. Puppies just came in to see me. 2 doggies. The third one, when we were at church, got up on my bed and I got covered with dog hair. Oh, here comes a friend.
Namaste.
He's the one I was talking about that wants the Japanese map.
Yes, very cool.
Talk to you all soon.